So yeah, no, it's so basically we've all agreed that it's not morally right for one person to pass judgment.
Yeah. So if we're talking about the you know killing of people that are convicted criminals or whatever else, one person being able to do that. We get into some issues about the nature of societies and the rule of law. Because have this idea of a social contract where we have said that we all agree that we are going to follow certain laws in order to create a more a safer society for everybody, and that includes people not doing things of their own volition that are
Well, that's
because
what.
we give up that power to the government because
Yeah,
we want to make sure that people aren't just willy-nilly killing people.
and that's like what Light pointed out in like the first episode. He's like, see, people when they're around other people have to keep up their social construct, so they have to say, "Oh, I don't agree with this." But if they were actually able to express themselves, like on the internet where they're anonymous, they actually agree with what Kira is doing because they're getting rid of evil people.
Yeah, but then at some point you have to say, well, first of all, what is evil? And second of all, who are the evil people? Because at some point you start to go down that line of, well, I guess you jaywalked, so peace out.
Guess you gotta die now. Yeah.
It reminds me.
So, yeah.
No, this isn't anime, but I grew up watching Justice League, the TV series from 2001, and there's this I think 3-part episode where they wind up in an alternate universe where the Justice League went full on to take over the world for the sake of justice.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the
The
Justice Lord arc.
Lords.
So Batman and Batman are in the car in Gotham City, and everything looks pretty, and everything looks nice, and the streets are clean. And then they witness this guy throwing a fit because his check at the restaurant was wrong, and he winds up getting arrested for it because you got it. And if you want people to respect the big laws, like Justice Lord Batman says, you got to enforce the little ones.
What kind of bad day must that dude had if he's been living in society that long with the Justice Lords, and all of a sudden he's just like, I can't take it anymore. You got
It's
my
like, yeah,
check
'cause you're
wrong.
Of all places, I mean,
Yeah.
there's plenty of cities where superheroes don't live. You're doing this right next to the Batmobile in plain sight. What did you expect to happen?
They've only been ruled by the Justice Lords for like 2 or 3 years.
I mean, still.
So he's had his whole life to be, conditioned in a world where there are no Justice Lords. So, he had a little bit of an off day, but it's okay because he was
'Cause now
taken
he's in
away.
jail.
Exactly. He's
Oh yeah, I'm sure Mom and Dad would be
I
real
love how,
proud.
our Earth Bruce stopped the stoplight, and Batman was like, "What are you doing?" Small laws, No, that's it's scary because if you want a perfect world, you have to go that far, and in the end, you're going to be ruling by fear one way or the other. Because, like you said, like Light says, they'll pretend to not like Kira in real life, but then on the internet, which is anonymous, they'll say they love him. But how do you know they're doing that because they actually love him? Maybe they're scared.
which is why this is important. I think this is a big Christian theme, which is why you can't have external law be the thing that keeps people good. It has to be an internal you have to change the people, and they have to be good on the inside. They have to willingly choose those things. So that's the whole point of being born again, is that you create a person who is now, through the power of God, capable of making those choices for the right reasons. If that makes sense. Yeah. And
Yeah,
so
it
the
does.
ultimate end goal of all things is to have God be all in all. And so given his spirit in order to be able to do things, to choose good. And so you don't have
That's
to have
why-
the law anymore, because it's the law dwells within you.
That's why the saying "evil people are going to do evil no matter what the law is" exists, because it's basically true. It's like, even if you said there is no laws at all, Just don't do anything bad. They'll do bad. Okay, well, everything's wrong. They'll still do bad. Yeah. So
you can't do that. That's illegal.
I mean, that's basically what
we were talking about earlier. The whole "don't press the button." Don't do this. Don't do this thing. Or don't take.
You have one job,
one rule,
one thing not to do.
And
you can hang out with the animals, name all the animals. You get to walk around naked.
Yeah, you were literally...
It is paradise.
You were walking around with the most powerful being every day for who knows how long, and then suddenly a talking snake just whispers in your ear, "Eat the apple."
Maybe Eve was thinking, "Oh my gosh, a talking snake!
Fruit.
This is amazing."
So the Bible also doesn't tell us how long that had been going on.
It could have been
like,
decades. It could have been hours.
Could have been 20 minutes.
Yeah. But
who knows?
You're right, because it starts off with just don't eat this one piece of fruit. Just don't do it. And then it's, hey, Cain, look, just try not to kill your brother. All right, just don't do it. And then it's, all right, fine. Here's 10 commandments. All right, and okay, fine. You know what? Here's 600 and something commandments. Here's a king that you asked for.
I love whenever there's a book that I read that's about Arthurian legend about King Arthur and stuff, and they're putting someone on trial, and a woman comes up and she's representing the case for the trial, and someone's like, "We can't trust a woman because she was tricked by Satan himself," and she's like, "Yeah, but who tricked the man?" Just a woman. It didn't even take Satan. So
wow.
Who's more?
Hey, you know what? That's why we have such a hard time listening to them now, because the first time we listened to him, it was a whole big ordeal.